one tank.
And it was American-made. Okay, that was good.
Yeah, it was an American-made tank, yeah.
You know it was good.
Yeah, it's definitely a good tank. And so what ended up happening was by time we were able to launch this rescue mission, which was literally the smoke screen was sort of blinding ISIS a little bit, but you could still see through it. We ran out in the street. There was myself, a former Marine named Sky Barkley, a former Special Forces officer, David Eubank, who was the team leader, and then there was a Syrian refugee who was our interpreter. He ran out there with us. His name was Mahmoud. And then there was a cameraman who we called Monkey, who's from Burma, and he was there to document human rights abuses and atrocities and things like that. So the five of us run behind this Iraqi army tank, which drives right up the street, straight toward ISIS. And immediately ISIS, they see us, they know what's happening, and they immediately start opening fire. So we're taking machine gun fire from multiple directions, and but they can't quite see us a little bit. You know, they can't quite see us in detail. Mm-hmm. So the bullets are just pinging off of everything around us, slapping into the ground around us. They don't know exactly where we're at, but they can hear us, and they can kind of see us. They get glimpses of us.
Wow.
They also started dropping mortars. So mortars were dropping behind the tank as we're running down the street. Well, when we got up to where the massacre had happened, we realized that 3 of the 4 kids had already died by the time we got there.
Too bad.
And there was one. Yeah, it was unbelievable. But in those moments, you kind of turn your mind off to it. You have no emotion. Mm-hmm. You just turn it off.
Got to focus.
And so, you got to focus. Like, okay, there's one kid still alive. So there's a little girl still alive, and she was actually covering herself with the hijab of a dead woman who we assume was her mother, who was laying next to her. And so she had only survived because she was using this hijab as shade, and that was it. That was the only reason she was alive. And there were 2 men who were wounded, who were still alive. And so we got up into position to go grab the girl. ISIS is shooting at us, and there was a viral video that came out last year of what happened next, and that was Sky Barkley, the former Marine, and myself. We jumped out from behind the tank and started shooting directly into the ISIS positions, which are maybe 75, 100 yards away. It's right there in front of us. And while David Eubank, our team leader, ran out to the pile of bodies, sprinted out there, grabbed the girl, turned around, and ran back behind the tank. And that the video of that happening ended up going viral. There's millions and millions of views of it everywhere.
Where did he get shot?
What's that?
Where did you get shot?
Where did I get shot?
Yeah.
Oh, I ended up getting shot in the calf. That's on the way back.
Okay.
So we get the girl, and we get 2 of the men, and we start moving back. This Iraqi army tank starts backing up straight toward us, and we can't communicate with it. We can't tell it to stop. So we're literally tripping over the bodies of dead people as we're trying to, pull these other folks out, and this tank is backing up on us. Well, one of the guys we were trying to rescue, he fell off the stretcher, and we had to leave him. We had no choice but to leave him. It was my decision. It was like, we have to leave him. Mm-hmm. It was a split-second decision because there was too much incoming fire. We couldn't grab him. The tank was backing up. And so we had to leave him, and he actually ended up dying later that day, which was terrible, absolutely terrible. As soon as that happened, though, I stepped back into position behind the tank, sort of in shock of just what was happening, and that I had to make this decision to let this man essentially die. And immediately a round came in from ISIS land and took my leg out from underneath me. And the bullet went into my right calf, and it went in the outside and blew out the inside part of my calf. So it went right through, just a flesh wound.
Lucky.
And yeah, it was an incredibly lucky thing. If you're going to get hit, like, that was the place to get hit.
Oh yeah. No other damage to the leg, right?
No other damage, and it was a relatively small bullet too. I think it was a 5.56 bullet, or in civilian terms a 2.23 bullet. So pretty small bullet, and it took my leg out from underneath me. I fell down behind the tank, and keep in mind, we can't tell this tank to stop backing up. So there's also a video if people want to check it out over at our Facebook page, City of Death. you can go there and you can see that the actual video of me getting shot, falling over, and I turn around and I'm laying on the ground, but I turn around and I see this tank is about to crush me, and the other guys and the team start screaming at me to stand up. I'm kind of in shock, so I stand back up really quick, and then I had no choice but to continue on the wounded leg, and we got closer to the Iraqi army position. I was throwing a tourniquet on my leg. Blood was gushing from 2 holes in my leg, and we couldn't move back across the open.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't move fast enough to move back across the open to the Iraqi army position, and so we started screaming for a Humvee. We're like, we need a Humvee. We started screaming, but there was just too much noise and gunfire and stuff, so they couldn't hear us. They didn't know what we needed, and so I was starting to get lightheaded. I wasn't sure if it was from the blood loss, the heat, all of it together. I started feeling, I started seeing stars, and so I told my team leader, I was like, I'm getting lightheaded. I'm going to move across. I was going to go get the Humvee because it was either that or these guys were going to die trying to, get my unconscious self out of there.
Good idea.
So, yeah, it's like I'm going to go for it.
Survival mode.
I'm already hit, so
that's right.
Whatever. Yeah, at this point, at that point I was like expendable anyway.
Yeah.
So I was already hit. I was like, whatever. So I sprinted back across the open, or by sprinting I meant I sort of skipped across the open. Immediately, ISIS opened fire on me. Bullets were going right past my face. It was terrifying. But I made it across the street and screamed that they needed a Humvee. Once I saw that they were sending a Humvee out to get the guys, I let the medics work on me, and everything ended up turning out okay. So we were able to rescue, in that particular rescue, we were able to rescue the one girl and another man. So just an incredible thing to be a part of.
No, absolutely.
And it was all caught on video. What's interesting is a lot of soldiers that go to war and they see much worse things. They've done much more heroic things. They've done experienced things that I've never experienced and never will experience. And they go through these terrible things. But they only have their memory of it to sort of go back and watch it. And it's very strange what little bit I did experience on that particular day was caught on video, and millions of people around the world.
And where can they check that out if they want to watch it?
They can go to our Facebook page, City of Death, and they can see it there. There's a full 3.5-minute video posted up of all of that happening from several different camera angles.
How are you doing on time?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, we're going to take a break in just a second here. And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Ephraim Mattos, former U.S. Navy SEAL, and he teamed up with Scott McEwen and co-authored this new book, City of Death. And, of course, McEwen co-authored the #1 best-selling New York Times American Sniper, which everybody knows that, with Chris Kyle. And his story, we're hearing about what he saw, what he did, what he was a part of, and why the book. Very fascinating, and a lot of times we just don't get this kind of information to know. And I remember the Battle of Mosul and ISIS, and we're going to ask him some questions. Is ISIS on the retreat, and are we making headway? We'll ask them good questions when we come back. Stick around. This is For the People.
Help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It was a huge pill to swallow. Being told that you'd never breathe on your own, be able to walk on your own, or being able to feed myself on my own completely changes you. You have to realize who the new you is while living with the limitations that you have on a day-to-day basis. I was sitting on the couch contemplating, is my life really worth it? Wounded Warrior Project showed me that I am worth it. My first event was a soldier ride in Seattle, and I got to ride 50 miles on a hand cycle that I borrowed from them at zero cost to me. All I had to do was show up. I'm so thankful that Wounded Warrior Project was there to help me. Being able to open up and not having to re-explain everything that's going on in your life because they get it. I know of no other veterans organization that has been able to help me get to where I am now. Where I started off barely being able to move my arms to now being able to walk without holding on to anything. I am living proof.
Go to IamLivingProof, WWP.org.
For the people is there.
Your American Heritage. Lord Cornwallis British troops dug the little earthen forts called redoubts in Yorktown, Virginia. But in the long haul, they offered little protection from America's allies, the French artillery. And on October 19, 1781, for all intents and purposes, the war was over. Midst military pomp and proper protocol, the soldiers of the world's most powerful king surrendered to tattered rebels who had defied imperial power in the name of a new idea, liberty. This has been Don Keyes with a sketch of Yorktown, a sketch in red, white, and blue in Your American Heritage.
Keeping Your American Heritage alive each For the People broadcast. We are listener supported. You can log on for more information about our broadcast at forthepeopleshow.com and tune in next time for more of Your American Heritage. Get ready, get set for 123 Ready TV, the brand new app that everyone's talking about for your PC or Android device that allows you access to most every movie or TV show ever made. Sound incredible? Well, it is, because once you pay $19.99, that's all you pay. Just the movies and TV shows you like without the hassle. The internet streams everything already. What 123 Ready does is it finds them, then delivers them directly to you, commercial-free. There's nothing quite like it, and it's available now at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And before you buy 123 Ready TV, watch the video and see how simple it is to start watching all those movies and TV shows. If you like movies and TV shows, but don't enjoy paying for all of them, no problem. Just pay $19.99 and start enjoying countless titles and entertaining TV better than anyone. Get your 123 Ready TV for $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page. Introducing the official For the People coffee mug, patriotic as can be, in featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo with Keith Allen on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And you're listening to For the People from coast to coast and at forthepeopleshow.com. We appreciate you tuning in today. We have a very special guest, former Navy SEAL, joins us, I believe, from his home today. Ephraim Mattos is an American hero, in my opinion. And I got to ask you, how did you hook up with Scott McEwen?
Wow. Well, hooking up with Scott McEwen was a kind of a fluke, actually. So we actually had just a lot of mutual friends on Facebook, because he's friends with a lot of SEALs and that sort of thing. And so I was actually messaging him just to ask some advice. I was writing the memories of what was happening while I was healing up from my gunshot wound. And so he and I ended up talking, and he was like, "Hey, this is a really great story." And so we started talking, and then we decided it was just a natural fit to work together on the project.
Awesome.
And, Chris Kyle, this is kind of a continuation of Chris Kyle's legacy in many ways. I'm sort of the new generation of SEAL. Chris was a sniper. I was a sniper. And, Chris, when he was killed, he was trying to help a veteran suffering from PTSD, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
So, exactly. And so this book is sort of a continuation of that legacy of SEALs giving back. And I talk about PTSD a bit in the book toward the end, dealing with all these things. So, it was an incredible experience. I never thought in a million years I would get to work with someone that was the caliber of Scott McEwen. But he's been nothing but a pleasure to work with. It's been an incredible experience.
The inevitable question, Brian in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, he's asking, will this eventually be a movie, possibly?
That's one of the first things that people ask me when I tell them my story. So we're actually about an hour into the script. So we have some really incredible and talented writers. Scott McEwen is one of them, who are working on a script right now to turn it into a movie.
Look at that.
And we'll see if it happens. Our agent, he's incredible. He's also working it. We have several producers who are interested, but we haven't made any commitments with anybody yet.
Ephraim, I got to say, I'm thankful that you wrote the book and